What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel, check out the content. And with that being said, I wanna speak on like a lie or a untruth that I think that the NBA has been telling basketball fans, especially American basketball fans. And they have said that the rest of the world have caught up with um USA when it comes to basketball, and that's not true. Yeah, it's way off base. It's not true, and the reason why I say that is because the NBA had to adjust the league in order for foreign-born basketball players to be able to play in the league, and by that I say with the center position, like you don't see guys like Patrick Ewing, Dave Robinson, who else? Shaquille O'Neal. You don't see those guys. You don't see those guys anymore. And so they try to say, well, the game has evolved. And that's not true. When you are playing like the level that the NBA played at in the 80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s, if the league was still playing at that level and you had basketball players that came from other countries and was able to play at that level, then you would not have had to like change the game and said that it evolved. So no more center positions in the league. Then you take the power forwards out of the league. You take guys like Charles Oakley, Anthony Mason, Carl Malone, Kevin Willis, Buck Williams. Who else? Terry Cummings. Like those big guys, those big athletic power forward guys. No more of those guys because they were just too big and too strong and too athletic for foreign born basketball players to compete with. So you got to do away with those. So you don't have the in the league now, you don't have power forwards and you don't have centers. So what you have now are you have small forwards and you have like two guards, a lot of two guards. And even the point guard position, when you look at the point guard position in the NBA, that has changed too. You have a foreign born basketball player, somebody like Luca, who is who's bigger than most, he's big for a guard. So there is a built-in advantage for somebody like Luca, somebody for the Joker, who is like the Joker. I don't know. They consider him like a forward slash guard, because they they create matchup differences because those guys, they need that matchup difference. Now, just imagine if you had Luca and the Joker playing like in the 80s or the 90s. Like where would they fit in at? They not athletic, they not fast, they don't play defense. So they would not survive, like in a league like that. So you had to give them a built-in advantage and you had to water the league down in order for them to to be able to have some success in the league. And even with watering I'm telling you, watered the league down. Like the league, in my opinion, is 60% less than what it was in the early 2000s. That like because you have two positions that's gone, really three, because that the point guard position has changed too. Like I said, because you gave that they made it so those big guys can just be, you know, lumbering down the court and that it's and just no athleticism. And now I have seen guys who were not really all that athletic have success, but they knew how to play the game at all three levels. You had guys who could play who was not athletic or not as athletic as like people would like to think or say that most ball players are. But it's just the league is watered down. The game has not evolved, and for the people to for the media to try to push that like the league is It has evolved. You got stretch fours and stretch fives. You had guys back in the day who could shoot those shots. You know how you had big guys who could shoot jumpers, but they just didn't. Like what, like for the Chicago Bulls had a guy named Brad Sellers. Why do you need Brad Sellers? Brad Sellers could shoot. He was big. He was a 7-foot guy. Brad Sellers could shoot that jumper and could do all the things that that guards could do. But why would you need Brad Sellers shooting when you need rebounds? Like, what do you need Brad Sellers standing out there beside Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen? That just wasn't winning basketball. It wasn't winning basketball. And so that's why, like I said, when the NBA tried to tell people that, oh, the game has evolved, and it's not. They watered it down so they can get that money from these, from the viewership and the sponsorship and all, and selling merchandise and all that stuff from these foreign countries and stuff like that, and they could sell their product overseas. But the NBA is not like what it was back in the day, and those foreign-born ball players are not. If the NBA had not made those adjustments, the foreign-born ball players would not be able to. They could. I'm not gonna say they can't compete because you had some pretty good. I remember watching the guy Drazen Petrovic. He was good. He was really good. But again, if you just it won't work unless this experiment with foreign-born basketball players would not work unless the NBA or the league had made these adjustments to the games. So that's why you'll never see like another Charles Oakley. You'll never see another Anthony Mason. You'll never see another Kevin Willis. You won't see guys like that. They're not even the NBA is not even interested in having like another Larry Bird, because why have a Larry Bird when you can have a European basketball player? Now you kill two birds with one stone. You have a European basketball player, you know, uh, to appease the American market, and he appeased the European market at the same time. So you don't need like a Larry Bird type ball player, and so, it's all about the money. They blaming it on the players. They're saying that, these guys are unmotivated. They just thinking about money. They just me. And these owners are brilliant. They are brilliant, man, when it comes to shifting the blame and making it look like these guys are unmotivated. But like I said before in the previous video, if it's anybody who knows how to make you work for your money and make you earn everything you get, it's rich people. And so never believe that fact, never believe when people say, well, oh, they don't want to work for their money. Rich people know how to make you work for their money, for that money. And that's how they got rich in the first place. I don't believe that. You got to really question everything that the media is putting out there, though, when it comes to this type of propaganda and stuff that they putting out there. But that's my take on it. Like I said, the NBA has not evolved. The world has not caught up with American-born ball play. And if you look at the guard position, look one, so at the point guard, you don't have like a European version of Allen Iverson. You don't have like a European version of Stephon Marbury. Um, a European version of a what's the guy, Kyrie Irving. You don't have that, you know, because it's just you just don't have it. You don't have it. So they had to find ways to make room for everybody. And to do that, you had to water down the product. And so, like I said, that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. With that being said, don't forget to leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next video. Peace.